Hell of a year, kid. Hell of a year. Well, now we have opportunities to do something new. We have opportunities to do something old, but all I know is we have opportunities. We have more chances. Look, life doesn't always give us answers, right? But it does give us these moments. It does give us these opportunities that we can use to build tools and lighthouses that we can use in the new year and later on down in life that can help guide us, right? And that's what this channel is all about, right? So let's take a deep breath, right? Take a step back and figure out what we need to do in the new year. A lot of people set, the New Year's resolutions, right? And then they want to lose weight, or they want to make $1 million. They want to improve their business. They want to improve their life. They want to break an addiction. They want to improve relationships. And all of these things are great. But why is it that it's like 70%? I'm spitballing here, something around that percentage of New Year's resolutions wind up failing, right? And it's something that I thought about. Why is that the case? And I think it's because people are willing to set their goals, but they're not willing to reflect and put in the effort on the steps that it's going to take to get them there, right? So they just write on the piece of paper, okay, lose 50 pounds, right? Instead of putting that at the top, what they should do is they should write 5 or 6 smaller steps and smaller goals first, as opposed to that 50 pounds. So it can be something along the lines of, instead of I want to lose 50 pounds in the new year, I want to eat better in the new year, you have to be more pragmatic about it and say, I'm going to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I am cutting back on junk food 3 days a week, right? That's something that's more specific and narrowly tailored to your goal. I think that that's something that you really have to look at if you're looking to achieve something in the new year. Don't be vague. Be as explicit and detailed as you can, and write down smaller goals first, as opposed to the bigger one right at the top of the page. So don't worry about the top of the page goal. Worry about all of the little smaller goals that it's going to take to achieve that. So as I said, if your resolution is to lose weight, or your resolution is I want to be more active, right? That's too vague. Start with something as small as I'm going to go to the gym, as I said, even 1 day a week, or I'm going to do 100 push-ups, or I'm going to eat cleanly 4 days a week, right? And then break that down even further and put exactly what that means, right? Whether what gym you're going to go to, or what those meals are going to look like, right? These are just examples. And so my point is, be as specific as you can, so you break it down into small, manageable goals. You break it down, all right? So don't focus on the top of the page. Don't focus on the bold-faced title. Focus on the incremental steps and the incremental progress that it's going to take to get you to that, right? And realizing that you want to focus more on the long-term solutions rather than the short-term fixes, right? It's about long-term solutions, not these little short-term fixes in my relationship or in my diet, or I'm going to do this for a certain period of time and then give it up. Focus on what you can do to create sustainability, what you can do to create longevity in these goals. It could be in your health, again, businesses, relationships, right? Focusing more on the big picture, on the long term, right? Rather than just these quick little short-term fixes for the symptoms. Like I said, an example is a diet, right? A diet, this is a good example of being a long-term solution, is a diet is a tool that can get you to build sustainability and to build a lifestyle, right? That's why I'm not a big term of the fan diet, because I think that's why a lot of them maybe don't work, is because they're a short-term fix. They're not a long-term solution, right? So a diet is a tool that you can use to get you to achieve a certain lifestyle, that can get you to achieve a certain long-term solution. And that's what it's about. So focusing on that, right? And there was a book that I read by Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a very popular book, right? And in that book, he talks about what true commitment is, right? And this was something that really helped shift my perception on commitment. And that was, it is about committing to something and then failing and then committing again. Committing to something, failing, and then committing again. That is true commitment, right? So it is commit, fail, commit, fail. Like, so often we commit to something and then we fail and we think, well, man, that means I must not have been committed as I thought I was. No, as a matter of fact, your commitment starts after you fail. That's when your true commitment starts. Your commitment doesn't start in the beginning when you're like, this is what I'm gonna do. I believe your true commitment starts after your failure, and then to commit again. That's when your true commitment starts. When you can face failure after failure and setback and still revamp and still revisit your commitment to your goal, whatever it happens to be, whatever it is you want to improve on, whatever it is that you're aiming for, that is true commitment. And that's what he's saying in the book, is that true committing is a pattern of commit, fail, commit, fail, commit. And when you understand this, it can shift your perception. It can help you have more grace, and it can help you to see the big picture whenever it is you're trying to commit to something, is that you're gonna fail and it's necessary to fail. But as long as you can commit to whatever it is that you're looking to achieve after that failure, that's when the true commitment starts. Allow yourself, as I said, to break these things down into more manageable bites. And it's about asking yourself, what are the things that I can do to achieve this goal in the new year, or to achieve whatever it is that I'm looking for, and what things am I willing to do and I actually will do, right? You really have to put in the effort to know yourself enough to say, what are the things that I am actually willing to do, right? What are the things that I'm willing to do? What are the things that the things that I'm willing to endure to be able to make this happen? That's one of the things as well you have to be able to do, is being able to endure the fact that you may not see any progress immediately, and then you may not see progress for a long time. That's something too. It's like, it's one thing to endure not seeing progress in the first week or the first month, but it's really gonna test your character to see if you can endure after not seeing progress for 2 months or 3 months, right? For whatever it is, and still stay committed. And that's something that I have to take my own advice with this YouTube channel, is being able to stay committed and enduring not getting any views and enduring not getting any traction, but still making videos, still putting out my message, and still knowing that I have the confidence in myself that what I have to say has value. What I have to say can and will make an impact in some way, even though if I'm not seeing it right now or in the next few months or 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. Continuing to push forward and continuing to stay the course despite not seeing the results that you want when you want to see them, right? So being able to endure, I think that endurance as well. So it's not just the commitment to do whatever it is you need to do, go to the gym, eat better, improve your relationships, but also enduring not seeing that progress immediately. And you can work with anxiety too, is understanding that if you're I'm looking to enjoy my life a little bit more, right? I'm experiencing anxiety, or I'm experiencing depression, is being able to work at your mental health day in, day out, in the moments, and not seeing anything change, still being anxious, still being depressed, or still being frustrated, but still doing whatever it is that you need to do. As I said, like, this is just things that worked for me. It might work for you, right? You want to use these tools, as I said, in addition to everything else that you have going in your life, to keep going to therapy, keep seeing your therapist, keep going to the gym, keep trying to keep up with your relationships, keep working on in your diet, even though you're not seeing those immediate results, staying committed and enduring not seeing those immediate results. One of the quotes that helped me is, the effort of the attempt is progress, okay? I'm gonna say that again. The effort of the attempt is progress. So the very fact that you have attempted something, the very effort of that attempt in and of itself is progress, even if you failed or even if you didn't necessarily move forward, right? The very fact that you put an effort to attempt a step to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? More enjoyment, diet, gym, improved business, relationships, whatever it is that you're looking to do in the new year, the very fact that you attempted something, the very fact that you put an effort to attempt is progress. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, is just the effort itself. Even if you didn't get the result that you wanted, you are still making progress, right? I've heard it said before, is that you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience, right? You're not starting from the beginning, you're starting from wisdom. Even if you failed 10, 100 times before, you can never start from the beginning. You can never, oh, I have to start all over again. You can't, because you can't go back in time. You're starting from experience. You have experience, you have wisdom now. You know what doesn't work, right? So you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You're starting from wisdom. And so when you understand that the effort of the attempt in and of itself is progress. So you can keep making that progress forward, even if you're not seeing the results immediately, and to stick to that. So you don't wind up ending up falling into the bucket of the 75% of people who just put down whatever it is that they're trying to achieve, right? Because they're looking for those immediate results, because they're not giving themselves enough patience. They're not being able to endure, not seeing those immediate results. It's going to make the difference between you falling into that category, or like the rest of us who are going to, the 20-25% who are going to commit, fail, commit, and truly build their character by continuing to commit to these things without seeing the results, and being able to face that failure and then commit again, right? And having grace with yourself and still pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue, right? And continuing to put in the effort, to continuing to attempt whatever it is that you are looking to achieve, and realizing that that in and of itself is progress. And one of the things as well that can encompass everything is also, you can still be grateful for what it is that you have while wanting to achieve more, right? It doesn't mean that you're not grateful, right? You can still be grateful for everything that you have and still want more in your life, right? You have to understand is, I've said this before, is you treat yourself like you would a friend. If your friend came to you and they said, I'm really happy in my job, I've made it kind of far, but I'm looking to advance myself in my career. I want to move forward. It means something, it means a lot to me. I'm willing to put into the work, and I want to use it to better myself and everyone else around me, right? And I want to move up in this company. Would you tell them, oh, you're being selfish, you got to be kidding me, you should just be happy where you are? It's like most of us would. It's like, of course not. You would tell them, go for it. Absolutely go for it, because you know it's going to better you. It can help you to channel your focus, channel your effort. If you want to move forward in this life and become more happy and fulfilled, then you can give more to other people, right? Because an empty cup doesn't fill another. So you also have to understand achieving your own goals and taking care of yourself can also be the most selfless thing that you can actually do, because then you have more in your cup to give to other people, right? You can feel more fulfilled to give to other people. So it's okay to work on yourself. It's okay to achieve these goals for yourself, right? So you would encourage your friend to do that. So you have to encourage yourself to do the same thing, to encourage yourself to be like, yeah, I'm so grateful for everything that I have right now, but it doesn't mean that I can't want to achieve something more. The key is to not lose sight of everything you already have, to not lose sight of everything that you have right now to be grateful for while you're achieving these things, and while you're looking to move forward, while you're looking to achieve a certain goal. You can still be grateful for everything that you have while wanting to go and achieve something more. So that can bring some encouragement to you, right? And just chill, right? Also just chill. Go to some parties, watch some movies, listen to some music, right? You can still do all of these other things while you're achieving and going for your New Year's goals, right? So don't lose sight of those things that already made you happy while you're pursuing the things that you think will make you happy, right? You can still appreciate the things that you have, and you can still appreciate, as I said, what you have while looking to achieve something more, right? I'll be here if you need me. Talk to you later, right? Let's get this new year. I was going to say, maybe, I don't know, focusing more on just doing it in silence rather than having to announce it to the world. Like, everybody has to post their New Year's resolutions, which can be great. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that especially sharing it with friends and family, I think that's actually something that's necessary, is sharing that with friends and family, because they kind of help hold you accountable, right? But having to post every 15 seconds, like, bro, like, we get it. You take an ice bath, bro. We get it. You go to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning, right? It's like, just focus more on yourself. I'm not saying those things in and of itself are bad, but, you know, we focus just more on the actual doing of it than showing of other people, then maybe there wouldn't be a 70%, failure rate. Who knows? What do I know?